Hi there. Welcome or welcome back. If you've been here before, thank you for joining again. And thank you to everyone new for clicking on this video. Hope everyone is doing well and that your planning is going well. I just wanted to make a video about my current planner and how it's going and just provide a little update and say hi. So I have another car video. I think all of my videos in the summer will be in the car, as that's the only time I'm ever alone. So thank you again for being here today. This is my gorgeous Chic Sparrow cover. It's a weekly cover. It's in Denali. I absolutely love the Waypoint leather. I think it's my favorite Chic Sparrow leather, and I know they're retiring it, or they already have retired it, so they're just selling what they have. Absolutely gorgeous. Kind of funny because when I first started with leather covers, I didn't think I would like floppy leathers, but I actually really love the floppy leathers, and the Waypoint being one of them. So it is oily though. I don't know if it has collected any oil on here that I can show you, but not really so much so far in this one because I haven't been using it that long. But this leather is a little oily, so I do notice it sometimes bleeds onto anything paper, or even on this canvas. I've noticed that sometimes it will pick up the oil. But still, I love the leather and I'm okay with it. And it scratches, and then you can easily rub out any scratches, and I just love it. It's absolutely gorgeous. So this is the weekly cover, as I mentioned. And this is the Sterling Ink N2 horizontal full year common planner, and it's the same size as a Hobonichi Weeks, but thicker. It has more pages, but almost the same dimensions, height and width. And the Chic Sparrow cover has these front and back little pockets. I do like a front pocket, I've decided, but just like slide little rulers in or anything else, but these pockets work also. And I like the little etched out portion of their weekly cover. So I just have my pencil board, which I never use as an actual pencil board. I just use it as a straight edge and a couple of rulers in there. So here is the Sterling Ink N2 horizontal, and I will just go over a little bit of how I've set it up and how I plan to use it. This is kind of a check-in for hopefully what is the second half of the year. It's July right now, and I've been using this since the beginning of July, and I hope to be consistent in it for the rest of the year, but 6 months is a long time to be consistent with a planner if you love to hop around in planners. So I know it's not challenging for some people to stick with a planner, but if you're watching this video, you likely like to hop around or look at different planners as well. So that's my goal, would be to use this. I know I've switched around a lot, but I really like the idea of just having one final book for the rest of the year and being able to just document all the activities and events that we have and have it all in one place to easily reference for the rest of the year. So as I've talked about before, I have started to fill in the monthlies. I haven't on this one, but I will set that up. I just was waiting until after this video actually just to fill in a few things, but I'm still planning to fill it in with pencil until I decide if I want to use colored pen or highlighters, but can start. And also I can start filling it in now because I've gotten all of the weekends that we'll have soccer tournaments, so I can start populating what city or state I'll be in for a lot of upcoming weekends for soccer events. And I know I love pocket size as well. I just love the little bit of extra space in the N2. The boxes seem just, a little bit bigger. Well, they are. They don't seem like it. They actually are a little bit bigger, obviously. And so I just like the little extra space that you have there. So if I would stick with this N2, I would use 2 of them in a year, and since I'm starting the second half of the year in it, I'll use this for the whole second half and hypothetically fill most of the pages in it. And then if I stuck with this size, or if I'd started and been consistent with this size from the beginning of the year, I would have had a whole full year common planner for the first half of the year, the first 6 months of the year, and then switch at the second half. So I'll explain a little bit of how that works. So I'll use the weekly pages as they are on the current week. So here we have the current week, and I set it up. I have 3 kids, so I have a column for each child, and then just any like appointments I have or any family general stuff would go in this section, or any to-dos that I know are specifically need to get done in a certain day, then I'll fill in this column. And then just general to-dos would go in this far right over here. And I don't know, I always think it'd be fun to like have a tracker down here. I have set one up at one point, but I never fill it in. I don't know that having habit trackers adds any value to my life for me. Like, I love the way they look. I just don't know that I would get any use out of them. You know, if it's something I would revisit or ever need, I don't know. I need to figure that out. But I do like the look of it. It's just not something I've done because, you know, people who do fill out habit trackers, you know, it takes time to set up and just additional time to fill in. So if it's not necessary, then why do it? But we'll see if I ever add it. So just previous weeks, the last couple weeks have been pretty light, which has been really lovely. So there's not a lot filled in here just because we've been light on practices. And but that's how I would use. So as you can see here, I just started. There's nothing in these prior pages. I'll use the current week for our scheduling and to-do list. So then the other half of weeks, because like I said, if I would use 2 of these in a year, the other half of the weeks I set up for my Bible reading and prayers. So here's the current week. I fill in what I've read in the Bible in this first column, and then in this second column I set all my gratitude writings. So I write each day what I'm grateful for, and then on this whole page I write out prayers. And I'm not super consistent with filling that in, but I'm hoping, if I know that this is the notebook or planner that I'll use for the rest of the year, then I'm hoping I will actually stick with it and write out prayers, because it's often, you know, I know everyone has different opinions and feelings on this, of course, but I'm a praying person, and there are times, you know, admittedly, where I know I say I'll pray for something, and then as quickly as I say it, I'm just as quick to forget it, unfortunately. And so I just want to be able to like make little notes of people or events or anything going on that I would like to say prayers for, because I'm very guilty of, you know, life is so chaotic. It's so easy to forget things. Even though they're significant, it's still easy to forget. So I want to be better at filling that in. But you can see here the last couple weeks, I've, you know, fill in what I read on the Bible. Some days I skip. I was traveling for work, so struggled filling in because I wasn't able to read. I could have been able to read. I take that back. I just didn't prioritize reading on those days in my Bible, and then just gratitude on that second column. So did pretty well reading that week, and things I'm grateful for. So that's how I would set up the 2 sets of weeks, because only using it for half a year, I can use the current week as my actual schedule, and then the other set of weeks for my Bible and prayer and gratitude. And then in the blank pages in the back, what I'm currently thinking of doing, well, first I'll say in the past I've done 2 pages per day. In the pocket notebook I was doing 2 pages per day, and in past years when I've been in the week size, I have done 2 pages per day. But that's also committing myself to a lot. Like, for example, I just mentioned I traveled this last week, so while I was traveling, it was really hard for me to sit down, because by the time I got back to my hotel room, it was so late at night, I just went to bed. So I didn't have any time to prioritize for journaling. So I don't want to leave 2 whole blank pages that I have to go in and try to fill in later, you know, because I do like to go back. If I've missed a day, I'll still go back and write down things that I know happened It's just as a memory tracker. But I don't want to obligate myself to 2 whole pages. So what I have been doing is a page per day, and that's pretty good. And so far I'm doing pretty well. I have a little bit of going back for tracking. Oh, and I will say also, this is where my July cover will be. I just want to write July in big letters here. I'm not very artsy, but if I use pencil first, I can usually write something down. But then I also want to like color in fireworks or something around it just for fun. And so that's my goal here, and see if I can get that done. And then here I set up 2 extra pages for like a July tracker or to-do list. Obviously we are midway through July and I've yet to fill that in. As I already talked about at the beginning of the video, I don't know how beneficial habit trackers are. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments if you're a habit tracker and if you find it adds value to your life and how it does, and also what you track that you find really valuable. And maybe I'll give it I'll have plenty of pages that I can do it. So I know I'd like to try it. I'm curious how other people set them up and I guess basically how they add value. So anyway, page per day, I just write up at the top what our plans are for that day, what activities we have, and then a to-do list. And then as you can see at the bottom here, I have a little, I've tried to make it blurry a little bit, but if it has an asterisk down there at the bottom with a page number, like 362. So for this day, I used more than a page. And what I do is I come back here and I finish writing my journal for that day. So I just write the date at the top of the header section and then write for the rest of the day what additional I want to write. And then on that daily page, I just draw a little asterisk with the page number in the back that it will continue to. So that's my current plan. If I use a page per day, I was, when I was trying this out in the first half of the year, I was doing like a page and a half, and I would assign that whole page and a half to one day, which I like the look of that, but I take that back. I like the way it looks for basically if your day starts on the top left page, but then I don't like when the next day starts halfway through the page. So I just, visually pleasing to me is to see a new day start at the top of the page. So that's what my current thought has been, is to do a page per day and then overflow, come back to these last pages and fill in any additional journaling or documenting I do, and then work my way from the back towards the front for additional journaling or any spreads that I want to do, which I always in my head have big ideas of spreads I want to do. Like I want to do like a decluttering spread to track what I've been decluttering, or I know a lot of people call them adulting spreads, like the last time you changed your contacts, things like that. I always have big ideas, and when I change my contacts, I think this would be really good if I documented that I just changed my contacts so that I could remember how much past 2 weeks I go with my 2-week contacts. So maybe I'll feel that freedom to start setting that up, because I'll have plenty of pages. And then I was excited because I did finally set up some spreads in the back. When we go to the cabin in the summer, I like to set up a few lists. So set up all of the meals we plan to eat and snacks, and then like what groceries I need to get from which stores. And then as I get those groceries, I can cross them off, and then just reminders of what I need to pack in the cooler on the day of the trip, so I can easily check that off as I fill the cooler. So yeah, I don't know, I'm sure that's very basic for some people, but I was pretty pumped for myself to actually create this spread for our cabin trip. So like I said, I just work from the back to the front, and with any extra journaling or any list making page I want to make. And then I have it all in one place, and I love it. And then it's also, you know, if I would stick to this, then it's 2 books for 1 year. And that's all I would have in my shelf. And that seems pretty basic. I still love the pocket size. My challenge will be to not look at other people's, well, any size. I mean, specifically, I was going to say pocket, but look at any sizes that people are using, because anytime you look at someone else's journal, it's tempting to want to switch to that size, because it just looks great when other people use it. So that's my goal. Stick with this, see if I can fill it up for the second half of the year. I would love that. And start filling in my monthly page and just be able to document and be able to easily reference where we are traveling for trips, and it would all be in one place. Also, and I have this here because, well, I won't be able to do it with one hand, I'm sure, but this pencil pouch, I love it. It's canvas. This, see if I can take it out with one hand. I doubt well, maybe I'll be successful. Well, anyway, my point was that it can fit into here, and it actually fits really well, and I can zip it up, and then I can have, if I wanted to use this as a cover instead, I could have all of my pencils and pens and my planner all in one place. I just wanted to show that I like that it fits in there really well as well. But I also do have several covers that I like for the N2 size. This is a little bit snug, but I can make it work. But of course, I'll have to keep an eye out for when Jenica's Journals create some week size covers for the Sterling ink, because I know they're a little slightly different than the Hobonichi weeks. So just have to keep my eye out for that, because I love all of her covers, and see how it goes. So that is my mid-year check-in for where I'm at this week in July, and hopefully I'll stick with it, but I'm sure I will keep you posted if I don't, and I will keep you posted if I do stick with it, because I also think it's fun to watch when people are consistent with their planners. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you're starting the second half of the year with, and if you're staying in one planner for the whole year, or if you're switching it up throughout the year, or what your plan is. Thanks so much for watching this video and being here. If you like this content, what I talk about, I would be very grateful if you like and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to grow my channel, so yeah, if you like this content, please consider liking and subscribing. Thanks so much for being here, and I will talk with you all soon.